Shit, hi there. I did not see you. We're doing CPU stuff. Facing the wrong way. Should probably fix that. She's a bit heavy. Like your mom. Should probably get rid of all this. Oh, you drink alcohol on YouTube. It's not cool. You can't do that. Babish can fucking cook while he's high. I don't see why I can't build computers when I'm drunk. Hello. This is my computer. As of right now, before the installation of this little mystery guy I'm not going to tell you about yet, it has an i7-12700K, an RTX 5070, and a whopping 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. Yeah, I'm fucking balling. Anyways, there's a major issue, as in, well, on TikTok, a very, 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 very long time ago, before I disappeared off the internet without a trace, I made a tiny little mistake. My phone just fell on my CPU. I was trying to record a video just like this one. How to install a CPU. And, well, I was trying to get a top-down view of what I was doing, and yeah, it wasn't not a good result. Turns out that it didn't break my CPU. It just caused a bit of damage. It made a couple of the cores very unstable, and it hasn't ran properly since. I just kind of went on through life without caring anything. But hey, that's fine, because we have a brand new CPU here. This is the i7-14700K. I kind of like this platform from Intel. A lot of people will disagree, but what's amazing about these CPUs on the LGA 1700 socket is that they can both support DDR4 and 5. With RAM prices as they are now, like, I just went to Best Buy recently and I saw a 64 gigabyte kit, or was it even a 32 gigabyte kit? I have no clue. Either way, $600 for a kit of RAM, not good. Valve, please fix. Is this recording? What I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to swap out my 12700KF. I lied earlier, it's a 12700KF, not a 12700K. I'm going to install this 14. Do I really have to do this again? Fuck, it's not even open. Where was I? I'm going to swap out this busted ass 12700KF with this beautiful i7-14700K. All the specs of it are going to be like somewhere here, or here, maybe down here. I don't really know what's going on right now. I could choose for it to be right smack dab in front of my face. But the specs are going to be somewhere on the screen. This is a $370 US chip as of recording. I believe it has 20 cores, 8 P cores, 12 E cores, and Intel gave me a stroke with however this shit works. This is a beefy processor. The 12700K does not even support overclocking. The 14700K does support overclocking. In stock, it can turbo boost up to like 300 watts. I have a 750 watt power supply. It's probably not going to happen too much. I might even undervolt it for some more stability. Let's get this puppy in, and I hope to God I do it right this time. Before you start any project on your computer, you need to make sure you are prepared. And I know that I'm in a slight state of inebriation, but I'm still trying my best to be as prepared as I can be. First thing you want, depending on what hardware, not actual computer hardware, but like nuts, bolts, screws, and all that, you want a screwdriver kit. Now, you can pick some up that are like $10 off of Amazon, or you can get what I have, a nice little iFixit kit, which I'm gonna have linked down below. No affiliation, no nothing, just a link to the same product that I am using. I believe the only type of screw that I'm gonna need is one of these Phillips head, which, you know, very kind of like the cross. May Christ be with you. Because right here, oh, that's not that. Here. You gotta unscrew some shit. And what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that there's clearance. So I'm gonna have to remove my graphics card too. You might not have to do that, but It's always smart to give yourself some more working room to make sure that you're able to do something without causing problems or hitting something or breaking something else. Next thing that you are going to need for this is actually a microfiber cloth and rubbing alcohol. On the cooler, any type of cooler you're using, air cooler, water cooler, a custom loop, all of it is going to have a type of thermal interface between the cooling block and the IHS on the CPU. So usually that'll be thermal paste, not really liquid metal ever, unless you're PlayStation, in which fuck you. Unless you have some sort of crazy de-lidded CPU. I don't even have rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth, so I have a t-shirt that I don't wear, and my hopes and dreams. Get your side panel off, and get whatever else you need off in order to give yourself some room for this, because sometimes it'll take a minute, and once you have everything prepared to, it makes things go by not even a lot smoother, but also a lot faster, which is great because you want to get into some gaming or editing or music production, which is everything I'm gonna do. Woo! This is a mystical bottle of mysteries. Is this even a bottle? What are these called again? First step that I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove my graphics card. Also, make sure you drain your capacitors. A lot of people argue you don't have to do this anymore, but it's also really good to be safe. You don't want to short circuit anything. So turn your power supply off. Hold your power button for a good 10-15 seconds. Make sure that it drains all the capacitors. NVIDIA, you motherfuckers. I hate unplugging these 12-volt high power, whatever the fuck, 12-pin high voltage fucking thingamabobs. There we go. On these 12-pin cables, you really want to make sure that you don't damage them when you pull it out, because these will melt and break your fucking GPU. Worst case scenario, you set your house on fire. Best case scenario, if you don't see it right, it melts and it breaks your very expensive GPU. Be careful and double check that all the pins in your GPU and in your cable are all right. Wish I could listen to music, but I can't, because I have nothing to listen to music on. Just gently yank it out. Hey, come on. Ooh, there she is. This is my Gigabyte RTX 5070. It's a very beautiful card, very well designed. A long time ago, I used to shit on Gigabyte a lot of the time. They had unreliable products. Their BIOSes were always unstable. Very good if you needed a cheap temporary replacement for your hardware. They've improved. They fired whatever dope was smoking joints at the desk, maybe using some chat GPT too. You never fucking know. Now, when you're loosening any type of cooler from a CPU, you always want to go in an X pattern, just like you would when you are tightening it, because you don't want uneven torque on the CPU. You don't want to ruin it. Even if it's already a trash CPU, you can still probably fucking recycle it, or maybe sell it as a broken CPU and some fucking miracle man will be able to fix it. So we're just gonna loosen this. Don't be stripped. Oh, that's really inconvenient. Guys, stop looking at my fanny. So like I said, what you want to do is just loosen it in a cross pattern. So we are just going to get these little fucking thumb screws out. So this is what they look like. Don't lose them. There you go. Just pop it right out. Boop. Rubbing alcohol would be 5 billion times better to use for this, but if you know what you're doing, you can get by. I wonder how many more critical hits this fucking CPU could take. Let's not test that theory just yet, Cody. Damn it. Too big. That was just a warm-up. Damn it. Too big. Really fucking big. You might be wondering what I'm unscrewing. This is something called a contact frame. And usually it would be held on with a tension from a latch spring. And you would undo the latch and you would close it, and then it would put the force on the CPU again and perfectly distribute that force, ideally. But what happened with this generation... But what happened with this generation of Intel is it wasn't even. So you had to get something called a contact frame. So you would get a perfectly level thermal contact from the IHS and the plate of the cooler. Check your pins, make sure there's no damage. This is the i7 14700K. Ooh, look at this B-roll, so fancy. I know, I'm a fancy YouTuber. Make sure that it is in perfectly flush. Before you put your contact frame back on, some shakiness. That's what I get for getting a folding table. Anybody with a table brand, please sponsor me. Anyways, you want to make sure you clean up your contacts frame to make sure you're getting that even force on the CPU and you're getting good cooling on it. So let's get this bad boy on. See, I'm getting too old for this, but look at fucking Linus. Or Dinky the Sink. Have you seen that guy? Aging like shit. I'm kidding. I love you, Dink. You're beautiful. You're really beautiful, man. Your facial hair, never admitted it, but I'm jealous. You want to make sure you have force on the CPU, even force. The difficult part with these contact frames is you're the one who is forcing the contact on the CPU. It's not the manufacturer with their tension on their latch or whatever. So if pins aren't making contact, or if you're squishing pins, or if you're not making... this is all on you. You don't want to break your CPU, you don't want to break your pins, you want to make sure it's properly aligned. I believe this is what really killed this series of Intel, the LGA 1700 platform. It really wasn't focusing on a lot of the small things, and they could have done a lot better. Thermal placed on Arctic MX7, 8 grams. Now with square CPUs, especially like in videos that I've shown before, I said, hey, you only need like a small X in the middle. But now, especially with this Intel CPU, you kind of want to go from corner to corner on each side if you're going to do an X pattern. And I like to do a dot in between each of the lines too. That's how it's done. You can never have too much thermal paste. You know what? This might make it harder in the long run. But I think that I'm going to install my block before I plug it in. Bottoms up, bitch. Oh yeah. Aw, mother. Hey guys, remember when I said don't lose that fucking screw inside of your PC case? I wish I could listen to Pimp a Butterfly right now. At first I did love you, but now I just wanna fuck, which is uncrossable. Now, getting the GPU back in. Oh, there we go. Make sure that's fully seated. Back it up, back it up. Computer, can you see the difference? You know what time it is. Plug in and see if it works time. Woohoo. It's okay. I need more in here. Now we have the CPU in. So we're gonna plug it in, run a few games, see how it performs, and just run some games. Let's do this. Alright guys, so now let's hop into these benchmarks right now. I'm going to be using the in-game benchmarks for any of the games that the developers have made to support with it. Just because you can't really get consistent results playing the game on your own, because there's bugs, there's lack of optimization in some games. It's just a normal thing to happen. Nothing against the developers, but also Forza Horizon 5 is not really known to be the most optimized game either. There's a lot of frame drops, a lot of graphical bugs that they still haven't solved in, what is it, like before? How long has this game been out already? 4 or 5 years? I have no clue, but they just really haven't done a great job optimizing it. But it's still running really good. If you get to really graphically intense areas, you see the frames drop to like 120, the mid 120s to 130. But aside from that, you're running at 140 plus FPS, and it's a really solid, smooth experience. And it's about 20 frames different than the 12700 KF so far, 20 to 30. Alright guys, time for the next game, which is Rocket League. It's kind of like a sports genre, action type game. It's pretty fun. But that's kind of a point of why we're looking at this here. We're trying to get the numbers, right? And Rocket League is a really, really difficult one because there's so many changing variables and they don't have an in-game benchmark, which makes it harder to give an exact number for what you're gonna see. And like I said earlier with Reva Tuner, their average FPS recording is pretty garbage. So what we're looking at here is it's running around, like the low 400s to the mid 400s, sometimes hitting 500 or higher. It's just an odd game. I don't know if I'm gonna run too many benchmarks on this game in the future, but it is a popular game. It's CPU intensive, so it helps you see the difference. Before I was getting like mid 300s with a 12700 KF, and it's quite a bit higher, so you're gonna see some performance gain. Alright, now we are going on to Battlefield 6. I love this game, it's awesome, and if you look into the graphic settings right now that I'm looking at, instead of doing like max ultra settings, since we can get benchmarks for that, we're looking for a realistic gameplay experience, right? I mean, who's actually playing Battlefield 6 ultra settings without some sort of DLSS or frame generation on? We're not getting those numbers, and it's not realistic to give you guys a benchmark for that. So average to low settings, high settings for what's competitive, for what gives you like a competitive edge, I guess, if you can even say that. And it's running pretty good. Battlefield 6 still a new game, so there's still some frame droppiness. It's still pretty well optimized, a lot better than Rocket League or Forza. But there are gonna be some areas, some action scenes where you see those frame dips, but it's still running between 170 to 190 FPS. It's running quite well, actually, so you're gonna have a good experience playing this game. Alright everybody, time for the next game, which is Counter-Strike 2, the sequel to Counter-Strike Go. And it's quite an odd game to benchmark as well. Same situation with Battlefield 6, we're running it in competitive settings. We're not going for increased graphical fidelity. It's already a really good looking game. Changing the settings really doesn't do much in the appearance, and you're never really going to be running it at max settings. It is a FPS competitive shooter. So right now, as you see with the gameplay, it's running pretty smooth. It is an unoptimized game, so you're going to see different FPS in different areas of each different map. But right now it's running between 280 to 330, and that's pretty good for this game. Like I said, I wish that it could be better, but this is truly just an issue with the balance of this game's optimization. It could have been done a lot better by Valve. They're still not changing anything for the performance of this game other than some slight map tweaks. We can only hope that it goes back to how it was in CSGO, where you can run 400 FPS with a paperclip as your CPU. But aside from that, lows of 280 to averages around 290 or 300, that's pretty good. You're gonna have a great experience playing this game, frame-wise. Like I said, frame. Alright guys, and the last benchmark that we are going to be running today is going to be in Marvel Rivals. We're going to be running this at 1440p, and unlike the other games that we tested that were competitive, we're going to be running it with ultra settings, the highest they can go. And the reasons for that is the map, unlike in Battlefield 6 or Counter-Strike 2, as you increase the settings, gets a lot more detail, and so do the characters. You'll see some extra animation, some extra particles. You're gonna see a lot more detail as you increase the settings, unlike other competitive, shooters or video games altogether. So we're running this one at max just to see how it runs it, and it's not too bad. It's still really playable. You're getting probably, you're getting a lot more than 60 FPS, but it's not really going to be a comfortable gaming experience if you're used to playing at higher frame rates. Aside from that, like I said, it is a good experience, but it's not going to be as smooth as it would be with other games. But you're still getting above that 60 FPS that everybody knows and loves, so it's still playable. It's a good looking game. There's not too many stutters, it's just highs and lows. There's smooth increases, there's not too many hitches. Overall, a decent result, and playing on normal settings that I usually use, I get significantly above 200 FPS at 1440p. So yeah, I'd say this is a pass too. It does great. Ultra settings, it's getting quite a bit more FPS. It's getting like 15 to 20 more FPS than the 12700KF, which is a lot more than I would have thought. But with that being said, I'm comfortable saying that this is a really good investment of a part to make. It's great value. I mean, look at the market now, right? If you want a mid-range gaming PC and you don't want to spend high range or, max budget, then you really have to run DDR4 or used an old chipset or used parts, something like that, right? And the 14700K isn't too far behind some of the other offerings for newer mid-range chips. I would say it's a great deal. You're going to draw a bit more power, it's not as efficient as newer chips, but it still has that oomph that it needs to run games well. And it's great for productivity. I'm editing this video on it. It's doing a fantastic job. I would say that, like I said, if you're looking to upgrade your existing LGA 1700 platform, or if you're just looking for something that's relatively modern and you can run DDR4 just to save yourself some money and not have to, kind of sacrifice performance, it is worth it to go for the 14700K now. And this is completely contrary to when it first released. So this is pretty good news for, mid-range, maybe if you consider it budget, gaming. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, please subscribe, leave a like. I'm trying to get back into it, and yeah, hope you guys have a great day. I love you all, and peace.